there, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. I hope that your day is finding you doing well. And yeah, we've got a lot to cover in this video. So definitely welcome back to those of you who are already part of the family, and welcome to those of you who are new. And I guess, it's been a while since I've done a slight introduction for this channel. So if you are new here, my name is April, and I am so excited to be here. And I love to share content in the form of recap reviews and worthy news. And so we're talking about celebrity news, non-celebrity news, just anything that is interesting to talk about under the sun. So I hope that you enjoy your hopefully relaxed time here with me. And again, I'm so thankful and grateful that you are here with me. I also wanted to make a point to share that, as you would have seen just a second ago in the promo into the video, that I still do have my on-site site-wide sale for my online shop. So there's a lot of things there for you to check out, all things in the concept and the notion of positive dialogue. And I find that that is so much needed in our everyday lives. So therefore, this time and the things that we're going through right now, anything can help. So I do hope that you'll get an opportunity to take a look and peruse my shop. Of course, the direct link and everything you need to know is going to be in the description box area below, as well as in the comment section too. So definitely, I hope you will take an opportunity to peruse the shop and see what you might find of interest for you. I have so many things out there for you, your loved ones, and that special someone. So definitely make sure you take an opportunity to take a peruse out there. I would so love for you to have that opportunity and enjoy your visit there. I also do have a lot of items there that is directed towards Valentine's Day. At this end of time, this is basically, I like to call the season's opportunity to display of love. And of course, we should be displaying love all year round. So this is just the highlighted moment of that time. So those items are still out there, and they will be out there until the end of the sale. So definitely make sure, if you haven't gotten a chance to grab yourself some love merchandise, that you do so by taking a look at my shop. And for all of you that have actually already been out there and have made purchases, I'm so appreciative of it. I thank you so much. I so appreciate your support, and I do hope that you enjoy your elements for continuing time to come. So as you can see, I am really excited also about this video. This is one that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, actually, pretty much since the announcement came about. Maybe some of you will have known that we have a new CBS soap opera on deck. And if you are a soap lover from way back, a soap lover for right now, this is exciting times. Now, as we know, over the years, a lot of soaps that we have come to love have, pretty much sunset it themselves. And so it got to a point now that we only have 3, which on ABC, I believe CBS, and I don't know if NBC still carries any soap operas. I know they had Days of Our Lives at one point, which has been around forever. But from what I understand, that's only streaming possible now, no longer to see on television. So, I'm pretty sure that was probably saddened for those who were used to that way of actually, just intaking in that soap. But it still seems to be going well over there. But I am so happy that the soaps that I really watched quite a bit over the years definitely are still there for me to just pop on the television and to watch it there at my convenience, and also to stream later on. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, my goodness, this right here, I tell you what, again, I wanted to share about this story once I found out about it, because it was pretty much announced a few months back that there was going to be a new soap opera, and it was going to be centered around an African-American family of influence. And at the end of the day, these are things that are just normal within our life as well, and in our existence. And to see that showcased in this way is fantastic. I love the concept of all inclusive. So therefore, this right here definitely hit the mark for me. So today is the 25th of February, 2025. The premiere date was actually February 24th, which was yesterday. So that was the very first episode that had aired. I did watch it all the way through on television, actually, and did not wait for it to stream later. and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, it is a new soap, so some of the things that you may think of a new soap when you're kind of getting yourself interested, right? Because you do have to find your connection with the characters, your connection with the storylines. I think that they did a really good job in blending, and I am excited for more. So I definitely will be peeping it again today and every day that I possibly can. And if I miss it during the day, which means I'll try to, if I can, carve out time during the day to watch it first off. But if not, it does actually run again on the CBS app. I actually have it. I use it for other shows as well. So, I watch Bold and the Beautiful. I watch Young and the Restless. Now, to be honest with you, until Michelle comes back, I'm, kind of hit and miss on Young and the Restless. I miss her, and I think Michelle Morgan needs to come back. I don't care if she comes back in Hillary format or in Amanda format. Quite frankly, I would appreciate maybe even more Hillary format, because I would love to see her and Devon back together, rekindled after all of the things that has happened over the last few years. Continue rest in peace to Christophe St. John, because he was, very prominent individual and actor in Young and the Restless, and he had played Neil. So there is so many things there in that soap that, a lot of people can resonate with and enjoyed at a certain time. And, although the storylines are doing whatever they're doing, there's definitely a hole there for me personally, and it is Michelle Morgan. So I really hope that she can hear this anywhere, or someone hear this anywhere, and find a way to resurrect Hillary and bring her back into that format. I would just so love that. But yes, now to this soap here, we're talking about Beyond the Gates. Now, there's a couple of sharings that I wanted to go over in this video, so we do have quite a bit to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the first one, because that really gave us a little bit of an eye-opener into it, and then we're going to lead into learning more about the characters, the more of the premise, and just what we may soon to be able to expect with this soap. Now, I will say, as I have already watched the first episode yesterday, it's very much soap. It's an actual soap, right? I wasn't looking for anything to be dynamic in any kind of way. I just love the representation of all. And it gave me everything I wanted. It gave me opulence. It gave me fun. It gave me scandal. It gave me just funny moments, and also a cameo. And if you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, definitely go ahead and stream it on that CBS app so you can see exactly who they cameoed. And quite frankly, if she wants to leave the spot that she is right now and go into this on full time, I can see her moving into that space, but we'll just have to see if that comes up later on. But it was really cute, and it was fun, and it was a nice paying homage to the location in which the setting of this soap does occur. Now, as I share, this soap is one that has been presented to us with the fact that the leading family is prominently African American. Of course, there's different races also. Not that this should be an issue or a concern, because as we see, the other soaps have had prominence in certain areas, and we've pretty much have enjoyed them just the same. So the concept of that everybody goes through the same type of similar experiences is really what I feel brings home with this type of format. Now, I really enjoy Generations. So if you're someone that watched Generations many moons ago, which at this point it's been 35 years, which I just aged myself, but I don't care. I was pretty young when Generations did come out, but I really was hooked for that 30-minute soap opera. So I'm really excited this is an hour. But yeah, it was one of those soaps that was really fresh and new, and it was fun, and it was different, and I enjoyed it. And it did not live on very long, but it was very, very pivotal in the time frame that it was here. So I'm so glad and grateful that it did pave the way for now this new soap that really is so many years beyond when it should have been out. But here we are, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that. So we're going to see what that is. I'm hoping that it will get all the support that it needs and all the viewing watch. And the only way you're going to know if you like something is to watch it without any premise, without any expectation. Just watch it and get yourself immersed in the enjoyment of it. And truth be told, there were so many remnants of other soaps that I saw within the soap, which was kind of nice, because again, it doesn't need to break new ground in any other way than what we see. The stories, the types of things that they're going to get into, maybe the way things are navigated is going to be different, but it's still very much a soap. And so I am here for it. They have resurrected my love of soaps again. I've been hanging on to Bold and the Beautiful and Young and the Restless. Like I said, I'm sometimey on that right now. General Hospital, I completely just left. And and until they get Sam back, which apparently that's never going to happen, I just don't see no point for me personally to watch it. So that's just how I feel about that. But I am full on for Beyond the Gates. And so cheers to that. So let's go ahead and go to the first part of this sharing. And that is going to be, all right, hoping that is part one so I can see what it is. All right, so this actually came from the Soap Opera Digest, and it was called Beyond the Gates, and what it is supposed to be doing, and it's something that hasn't been done before, execs say. So this was the premise into getting us an awakening and awareness of what to expect. So let's get into this. Now, fans are eagerly anticipating the first new soap to premiere since Passions of 1999, Beyond the Gates, to make its debut on CBS on February 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern. And now the driving forces behind the new endeavor are speaking out about what viewers can expect from the groundbreaking endeavor. Now it says, get ready. The creator and executive producer and head writer of Beyond the Gates, Michelle Van Gene, and executive producer Sheila Ducksworth recently gave a joint interview to Entertainment Weekly, where they discussed the roots of their collaboration and the inspiration behind the new series. Now, the two powerhouse women have known each other for a few decades, having met through an actress they were friends with, Vivica A. Fox, as she had played Maya Rubens on Generations. The half-hour NBC show had aired between 1989 through 1991. Now, the first soap that focused on Black characters, which just so happened to be the first daytime staff writing job that future daytime Emmy-winning Val Jean had. She says, I told Fox that I wanted to make a soap, and she said, well, if you want to make a soap, you need to talk to Michelle Ducksworth, recalled to EW. So she really put the two of us together. Now, in conceiving the blueprint of Beyond the Gates, we wanted to have a show on the air that spoke to a different side of Black experience, Val Jean told EW. Now, the downtrodden, not the ghettoized, we wanted to show rich Black people doing messy things, just like anybody else. Now, the women recognized that getting the show on the air might be an uphill battle. After all, since Generations went off the air in 1991, only 4 soaps, The City, Sunset Beach, Port Charles, and Passions, have gotten the green light, and none of them remain on air. While among the soaps in the daytime lineup at the time of Generations premiere, 7, Another World, All My Children, As the World Turns, Guiding Light, Loving, One Life to Live, and Santa Barbara had gotten the axe by their respective network homes. Now, Duckworth noted that CBS greenlighting the show felt revolutionary and added that it feels great that the people behind us recognized the need and wanted to make this happen. Now, the soap is set in the ritzy Maryland suburbs just outside of Washington, D.C., which was selected because of its real-world demographics, explained Ducksworth. In these Maryland suburbs, there were some of the most affluent African-American counties in all of America. As for what fans can expect from the characters and storylines from Beyond the Gates, Val Jean teased the characters are different from anything that I've seen in daytime. We're presenting something that hasn't been done before. Now, while the show will break the mold in some regards, it will also stay true to the dramatic basics that soap fans expect. Secrets and lies of betrayals and love and friendship, as Val Jean put it. Duckworth enthused, it's really a complex web of people and places and things that all intersect in a way that you would never believe. It's incredibly unpredictable and really fresh and new. And I would have to agree with the ladies behind this project. And one thing that is really so refreshing is that it is a heavily female-based in the writing area of this soap, in the creation of the soap. 3 top women that are doing this. Now, last week, they actually did a 30-minute segment each day of the week to give us a nice preview and opening to Beyond the Gates, meaning from the cast members, interviews, storylines to expect, the wardrobe, the premise of things, the origins of things, the meaning of things, and there was so much there for that. They talked about makeup, sets, all types of things. And just the enormous amount of energy behind this soap is just really electric. And it was very much felt so by me as well. So I actually watch every day. I don't know if they've ever done that with the soap before. Like they said, Passions, that they came out in 1999. It's many moons ago. And Passions, I think, was only a 30-minute soap as well. So they probably didn't get into that kind of way of giving a preview to the audiences to get them ready and motivated. And truth be told, one of the other things that was nice about this soap is there are a lot of faces that we are familiar with. And so that also helps to bring in that familiarity and that rapport right off the bat. So I'm super excited about that, and to see these characters come to life in a new, refreshed, different way than I've ever seen them before in past projects, excuse me. So I am really excited about that. And one of my favorites, and there's many of them on this soap, quite frankly, but one that I was so happy to see was Kyla Mosley. And Kayla Mosley is just, she's just a breath of fresh air. I loved her in Bold and the Beautiful as Maya. She did a really well riveting storyline for her. I love the family dynamics that surrounded her with Nicole and Zende and just everybody that was part of their storyline. It was one of the ones, and Rick himself, of course. It was one of the very dependable, relatable, familiar, fun storylines that carried on for at least a good couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 years at the most. And they are so sorely missed, definitely by me. I wish that whole dynamic would come back to the soap. But now that we see that Kyla is on this new soap, maybe we'll see a call to some of the others that were in that family dynamic. Who knows? Never know, right? So let's go ahead and get into the second portion of this video. And yeah, let's get to know these characters. Let's get to know more about what Beyond the Gates is. And again, if you haven't gotten a chance to see the premiere from yesterday, I'm hoping that this information that you are seeing here will get you excited. And if you are into soaps, that you'll give it a check out. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right. So let's make this real easy for you all to see. But let's go ahead and get on with that. All right, so we are getting this from Soap Digest once again, and it shares that Beyond the Gates, your guide to who's who on the CBS new soap. So now CBS again debuted Beyond the Gates on February 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern and at 1 p.m. Pacific time. The network's first new soap in nearly 4 decades, Bold and the Beautiful, which premiered on March 23rd, 1987, was the last. Now the daytime drama is the brainchild of daytime vet Michelle Val-Jean, who's serving as creator, executive producer, and head writer, and is being executive produced by Sheila Duckworth. Here's a guide to who's who on the new show. So we are going to start off with our first family here, which really is like kind of the first family in the show. There are the Duprees. So here we go. Let's go ahead and go down the list. And we are going to start off with the first one, which I believe she is actually considered the matriarch. And if we can get the electronics going, we will be just fine. For me, just 1 second. I tell you, sometimes the fingers just buttons want to stay stuck. Anyways, all right. So we've got Anita Dupree, played by Tamara Tooney. Now, the As the World Turns alumni ex Jessica Griffin and former Law and Order Special Victims Unit star ex Dr. Melinda Warner portrays the matriarch of the Dupree clan. Now, Anita was once a famous singer who raised 2 daughters with her husband, Vernon. She's glamorous and refined, albeit with an inner toughness that stems from her beginnings in Chicago. Now, in describing Anita, Tooney teased during a press conference in January that she had participated alongside Daphne DuPlay, who plays Nicole, Carla Mosley, that plays Danny, and Clifton Davis, that plays Vernon. She's a lioness when it comes to her family. She's a force of nature in their community. She is someone who's extremely loving and supportive of her children, her grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren, I'm told. Now, and at that same stage, she is very fierce and a force to be reckoned with. If you challenge her or her family, that's Anita Dupree. And who does that sound like a lot too? You know, I've kind of thought of the reminiscence of Nikki from Young and the Restless, Nikki Newman. She's very much like that as well. So seeing that type of character played in through different lenses is going to be so fun. It really is. So next up, we have the patriarch of the show, which is going to be Vernon by Clifton Davis. And he is, again, Vernon Dupree, played again by Clifton Davis. He's a retired senator is Anita's husband and father of their 2 daughters. He's a humble man who's generous with his knowledge and experience and was once at the forefront of the civil rights movement. Now, Davis has had an impressive 60-year career spanning television, film, Motown, and 9 Broadway shows. He's recently had an occurring roles on Clipped, Godfather of Harlem, and Madam Secretary. In describing Vernon, Davis said at the press conference, "This man has dignity. He's got honor code, and he's determined to uphold the honor, and that's what I want people to see." All right. So next up, I think we are moving to one of their beautiful daughters, and I believe it's the oldest, and that would be Dr. Nicole Dupree Richardson, played by Daphne Duplay. And let's go ahead and see a little bit about her. Now, Duplay portrays Anita and Vernon's daughter, Nicole, a high-achieving and competitive philanthropist and psychiatrist. She's warm and compassionate and is married to her surgeon husband. She appears to have the perfect life from the outside. And describing Nicole, Duplay explained at the press conference, she's strong, she's sensitive, she's intuitive, she's empathetic, but she's also strong and powerful, and she doesn't take any mess, which is what I feel like she gets from her mother. Now, Duplay's career has spanned over 2 decades. She earned an NAACP award nomination for a role of Rachel Gannon on One Life to Live. Oh, wow, I did not know she played Rachel Gannon on One Life to Live. See, you always learn something new. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next character. And that is played by none other than Carla Mosley, and she's playing Danny Dupree. And I told you she's one of my favorites from Bold and the Beautiful. And I think she also did another show, and it's like just slipped my mind here. Oh my gosh, maybe it'll come to me and I'll think of it. But it was another popular show back in the day. All right, so let's hear a little bit more about Danny. Now, Danny Dupree, again played by Carla Mosley, is remembered for her portrayal of transgender Maya Avant on Bold and Beautiful, which earned her nomination for an NAACP award. Now, Mosley plays Anita and Vernon's other daughter, Danny. Danny is a former model turned momager who gave up her career for love. She was the wild child of the family, is headstrong and uninhibited, and has always marched to the beat of her own drum. In describing her character, Mosley shared at the press conference, while Danny can be messy, while she can be a bit of a tornado in the way that she deals with her feelings and needs to express herself, she's someone who just feels deeply. She's quite empathetic. She's very smart. She really cares about her family, and she's very loyal. And I think she has a hard time understanding when people are not, when they don't fit into the boxes that she has created. And that could be something that could be a lesson learned for many of us, right? All right, so that rounds up the first family. So now we move on to the second family here, which is the Richardsons. And we're going to move on to the first one, which is Ted Richardson, played by Maurice Johnson. So let's go ahead and find out more about Ted. Now, Ted Richardson, again played by Maurice Johnson, is a plastic surgeon with an ultra-exclusive private practice. Ted is the husband of Dr. Nicole Dupree Richardson and father of Martin and Catherine. Ted has an impeccable life with his wife, who he loves passionately, and feels secure that his past will never disrupt his perfect world. Now, Johnson's credits include The Girls and To Catch a Killer. All right, so next up we have Martin Richardson. And let's go ahead and pop up his photo up here. There you go. He's played by Brandon Claiborne. And he is Nicole and Ted's son and the older brother of Catherine. Martin is a congressman. He lives outside the gates in Washington, D.C., brownstone that he shares with his husband and their 2 adopted children. He followed his grandfather's path into politics and aspires to be the first openly gay Black president. Now, Claiborne has appeared on Grey's Anatomy, Tyler Perry's Zatima, and General Hospital, where he appeared as the physical therapist of Donald Turner's Curtis Ashford, who had been paralyzed by a bullet. I did not know that. So, wow, it's really interesting hearing some of the individuals and what they have worked on in other projects of shows that I've actually watched. I may just never have seen them. All right, so next we have, I believe, yes, Catherine, or Kat Richardson, played by Colby Muhammad. And let's hear a little bit about her. All right. Now, Kat is Nicole and Ted's miracle baby and Martin's little sister. She resides in her parents' guest house. Indulged her whole life, Kat is entitled and dismissive of those who she considers beneath her. She's confident and secure, but doesn't like to share. However, the day when she is forced to may be a fast approaching one. Now, Muhammad recently starred in the first national tour of the hit Broadway play, Jaja's African Hair Braiding. All right. Next up, we have Andre, Hamilton, and he's played by Sean Freeman. All right, so let's hear about him. Now, Ted's sophisticated nephew, Andre, lost his parents in a plane crash and inherited a double fortune. He leads a blissful life as a photographer and is a playboy. Oh, he premiered yesterday. He's smooth on the surface, but there's something elusive about him that makes people occasionally question his intentions. Now, Nicole and Ted stepped up for him when his parents had passed away, and he depends on their support and advice. Now, Freeman's credits include Finding Happy and Tales and Boxed In. All right, so you may have seen him there. All right, so that rounds up the Richardsons, and now we're going to move into the Hamiltons. All right, so here we go. There we go, the Hamiltons. Let's go ahead and start reading on these family members up here. All right, the Hamiltons, we're starting off with Bill Hamilton, who's played by Timon Kyle Durrett. Now, Bill, Danny's former husband and father to Naomi and Chelsea, is an opportunist, publicity hound, and narcissist, according to his ex. A charismatic and calculated criminal defense attorney, he's well-connected and gets what he wants by any means necessary. Now, Durrett's credits include Cheaper by the Dozen, Queen Sugar, and Stuck With You. And I remember him on Queen Sugar. If you watched that on the OWN, it was a great show. He was did his thing in his role. And yeah, it was really, really great. All right. So next up, we have Naomi. So, hold on. I think we skipped her here. There we go. Naomi Hamilton Hawthorne, played by Ariel Perpetit. Hope I'm saying that right. But Naomi, let's get into her character. All right. So Naomi Hamilton. Now, Naomi, Danny and Bill's oldest daughter, and Chelsea's older sister, lives outside the gates in Washington, D.C. She's whip smart and serves as a civil attorney as the only one in the Dupree family who's inherited her grandmother Anita's gift for singing. The pair share a special bond, and Perpetit's credits include BMF, Found, and The System. And I know Found is going on right now, probably, right? And BMF, I think, just recently wrapped up. I'm not 100% sure, so you may recall her from there. All right, next up we have Chelsea Hamilton, played by Roni Rose Matilla. And let's get into who we know about her. Now, Chelsea is Danny and Bill's daughter and Naomi's younger sister. The social media influencer has been a successful, albeit reluctant, high fashion model since she was 18. Now, her career was guided by her former model mom, which would be Danny. Chelsea's wealth allows her to follow her dream of designing a line of purses and building her brand, as well as enjoy the good things in life. Now, Matilla recently starred in Harmony, the musical, on Broadway. All right, next up we have, all right, let's go ahead and pull that up. Haley Lawson, played by Marquita Goings. All right, so let's read about her. Bill's new fiance and paralegal at his firm. Haley is gorgeous, intelligent, and witty. While considered a husband-stealing tramp in Danny's circle, Haley exudes the confidence to try to win over the naysayers. But if she can't, so what? She has what matters, Bill. Goings' credits include Woke and Tyler Perry's Satima. And yeah, if you saw the premiere, you would have got to see a nice handful of her yesterday. It was really, really great way of starting out. So that rounds up the family of the Hamiltons. And now we're going to move into the next family featured, which is the Thomases. All right, so let's go ahead and pull them up for you to see. And there they are, two lovely ladies representing the Thomases. And we start off with Danny So yeah, Danny or Dana maybe, also called Leslie Thomas. All right, so obviously Dana's her first name, and she goes by Leslie. She's played by Trisha Mann Grant, and if you're watching The Family Business, she was on there. I don't know if she's still on there right now. I don't know if her moving on to this soap means that she's no longer on that show, but she is on that show, and she's really good. All right. Now, Dana is a longtime waitress and bartender. Leslie is Eva's mother. Although intense and not wrapped too tight, she appears charming to others. Ooh, goodness. The one person who sees what's disturbing about her is Eva, as soon as everyone will too. Now, Mann Grant's credits include Family Business and Royal Christmas Surprise. Oh my goodness. So we're about to see some interesting things here, I see. All right, next up we have Eva. Go. Oh, no. There we go. Eva Thomas, played by Amber Michelle. And let's hear about her. Okay. Let's see. Leslie's daughter and Nicole's new assistant, Eva has her own intensity and purpose. She's driven to right a grievous wrong. An egregious wrong, probably too, is what they're looking at today. Done to her mother as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Michelle's credits include The Runaround and Running Point and Snowfall. So you may recognize her from Snowfall because I know that's a popular one. And interesting, so she's got a score to settle, and it's going to be interesting to see who that is with, if not multiple characters on the show, right? Okay, so that rounds up the Thomases and the major families on the show. So now we're going to pretty much see the cast rounded out and the next few individuals. So the next we have Jacob Hawthorne. And there we go. And he's played by Jabre HOODIES, and I'm hoping I said that right. All right, so now he's a robbery homicide detective with the Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia. Jacob hails from a family of law enforcement. He's proud of his wife, Naomi, and devoted to serving the community and seeking justice for victims. Now, HOODIES' credits include Grownish and 911 and The Resident. All right, next up is Bradley. Bradley, also probably going to be referred to as Smitty Smith, and he's played by Mike Manning. Right. Now, Bradley is a house husband who's raised his teenage children, Tyrell and Samantha, with Martin. With the kids grown, he's eager to revive his career as a reporter, but worried about breaking the news to his husband. Now, Smitty is a great father who has guided his children with the warmth and humor. Now, Manny's credits also include The Bay. Caleb is who he played on Days of Our Lives. He played Caleb on The Bay. And then on Days of Our Lives, he played Charlie, and also on This Is Us. So you may recall him from those shows if you've been able to tune in and that. Next up, we have Vanessa McBride. And she's played by Lauren Baguli. And if you are Bagulili, I hope I'm saying that right, Lauren Bagulili. She's also on Lifetime, very much on Lifetime, quite a bit. So when I saw her on there, I was like, oh my gosh, I like her. She's really, really good. She's played on quite a few movies. So kudos to her for making the soap. All right, so let's go ahead and getting to know a little bit more about Vanessa. And she also premiered yesterday. She's a high-end real estate agency owner who specializes in luxury property. Vanessa is Nicole's best friend and Danny's neighbor. Now, the mother of twins, she's stuck in a loveless marriage with her high school sweetheart. Bagoli's credits include Bad Monkey, Florida Man, and Jasmine's Blues, and plethora of Lifetime movies as well. All right, next up we have Ashley Morgan, played by Jen Jacob. She also premiered yesterday. And Ashley is Naomi's best friend and the only child of a young single mother. Positive, cheerful, and independent, she works as a nurse at Washington, D.C.'s Garland Memorial Hospital. Jacob's credits include The Union and Law and Order and Organized Crime. All right, next up we have Derek Baldwin. He premiered yesterday as well. I believe as her love interest. And he's played by Ben Gavin. He's a devoted firefighter and Jacob's best friend. Now, Derek is in a relationship with Ashley. He's a fearless man who holds nothing back and can fix almost anything. Gavin's credits include Super 8, The Dark Tower, My Christmas Love, and Missing at 17. All right. Okay, next up we have Tomas, or Tom Navarro, and it's played by Alex Allegria. Allegria. I think it's Allegria. All right. So, a handsome and confident young attorney at Bill's law firm, Thomas has an eye for cats. Allegria's, I want to say that right, Allegria's, I think it's Allegria's. Credits include CSI and Gossip Girl. So that's Alex Allegria. All right, so he plays Tom Navarro, as a handsome and confident young attorney at Bill's law firm. So yeah, I mean, we're getting a whole lot of people that are popping up too on the show. So I just think it's going to be so fun. All right, so next up we've got Joey Armstrong. Do you remember him? John Lindstrom, right? He's played by John Lindstrom. Yeah, if you remember him, he's actually a GH and maybe some other soaps also alum. So yeah, he's played Ryan and oh my gosh, Kevin, the doctor. So yeah, Joey Armstrong. I was glad to see him, and he seems like such a kind guy. He was Lucy's husband for a really long time on General Hospital, and I think also did Port Charles as well. So yeah, it was really, really great. Anyways, so let's hear what he's doing here. So now Joey's a charming casino owner from the other side of the tracks. As Lindstrom winked on X, formerly Twitter, called him an entrepreneur, unless you owe him money. Now Joey owns a casino, and much like me, one thing he doesn't like is debt. The actor has a long list of soap credits, including his long runs as Kevin Collins and Ryan Chamberlain on General Hospital, and his stint on As the World Turns as Craig Montgomery. Oh, look at that. I'm so glad to see him there. All right. Next up, we have Pamela Curtis. You remember her? Katie McLean. Otherwise from a couple of soaps, actually, but one very popular, All My Children, right? I think she played, oh gosh, what was her name? Dixie Cooney, yes. And also she has stint on General Hospital as well. So now Pamela is Danny's best friend. McLean has appeared on 4 soaps, All My Children, where she played Dixie Cooney, Martin, and As the World Turns, As the World Turns, where she played Rosanna Cabot, and Young and the Restless, where she played Kelly Andrews, and Days, where she played Jennifer Horton Devereaux, and made daytime Emmy history when she became the first actress to win statuettes for 3 different roles on 3 different shows: AMC, ATWT, and Days. So congratulations to seeing her back on the soap scene as well. And I just think that, you know, the combination of the actors and actresses that are on this show, who makes up the cast, I mean, it's just going to be really a great time, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be so much fun. And as you can see, I'm just going to do a quick run through backwards because I want to get to the initial area here just for us to remember, but there's so much to see so far. I'm so excited about this show myself. I hope that if you are into soaps, that you will give this one a try. It is a great one. It's been so well worth the wait. I just wish the wait wasn't so long. Even though it was very much worth it, I just wish it wasn't as long. But yeah, so much fun. I can already tell they're going to be doing all kinds of things. They're coming right out the gate with a lot of fun moments on the show. And yeah, definitely just give it a chance and, you know, get into it. I think it's a really easy one to get into. And one thing I like about soaps, and I think that's just very much for all of us who are soap lovers, is you like to feel a connection to that character, right? You like to feel like invested in that character, you know, to where you're interested enough to watch them. So you either love to love them or love to not like them, right? Or love to hate them at this point. So, but right now I can see there's going to be some real zany storylines and so much to pull from these storylines. They really started going right on in there, so I'm really happy about that. And yeah, it didn't take too long to get some action in this soap already. And yeah, we've had a couple of things that already popped off, so we already know we are in for I think a fun ride, and I hope for many, many years to come for this show, and for all of the actors and actresses, and for those that are here now and will continue to be with the soap and will come into the future. So I think that about does it for this video. I hope that this was a nice opportunity for you to, you know, get to know a little bit about the soap. If you haven't gotten a chance to check it out and you are interested in soaps and you wish to do it, I hope that this video did help to kind of give a nice overview and introduction to the soap and what what it's about, and just, some things that you could expect, and just overall the excitement and the fact that a new soap has been birthed onto the network, which is something that a lot of us probably didn't think that was ever going to happen when so many years ago they went and slayed it through and got rid of so many of the beloved soaps that we'd had at one point in time. And it was amazing that the three that maintained all this time still continued to be on, because they got to a point where I thought it was only going to be like one soap per, and it was, I think, at some point almost like CBS always kept Young and the Restless and Bold and Beautiful, but Days of Our Life, the only one now is NBC soap. All that was on there was Days of Our Lives. So everything else on there that was there before gone. And then All My Children, well, they had All My Children, One Life to Live, and General Hospital. The only one that survived that one was General Hospital. So, and I remember when they did that, kind of washed out a lot of soaps and put in, these cooking shows and stuff like that. And they kind of ran their course as well. And sometimes too much of a good thing just becomes not interested as much. And if I wanted to see all of that, for me personally, I was like, I can go to the Food Network. But Rachel Ray at the time, she pretty much covered enough for me. But yeah, so they didn't last so long. And I really always wondered, was that really worth losing the soaps that we had? But yes, that is what it is. I knew that at one point, All My Children and One Life to Live did go to a streaming platform. I don't know if it was Peacock or where it landed. And I think there was a conversation a few years ago about resurrecting it again, because it didn't seem to last that long out there on there. But then it got quiet again. So will they do it? Will they not? Don't know. But right now, all eyes are on this soap. I'm super excited for this one. I am fully invested in the entertainment that it looks to provide. So great that the minds behind and in front have come together for such a great opportunity for, I think, all of us, and the timing couldn't be better. So that being said, again, thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed, and definitely make sure you take a look out there on my online shop so you don't miss that sale that I got going on. I do have it going on until 11:59 p.m. Eastern, February 28th. So that's just a few more days from now. So if you haven't had an opportunity, definitely make sure you go out there and take a look. Again, the direct link and also promo code is provided in the description area, as well as in the comment section as well. So Love 10 is what it is, Love 10. So definitely make sure you go ahead and get yourself some uplifting joy. And yeah, for that too, if you are new here and you haven't had an opportunity, I hope that you will go ahead and be part of the family. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you. So appreciate all of your viewing and listening support from all of you that are here today and continue to be here with the channel. And so with that, I think I'm going to bid you adieu. I thank you so much again for being here. Make sure you do keep your all notification bells on so that way you don't miss any of my future uploads. And I probably will pop back on again tomorrow. I think this is a nice little lengthy one that could take some time to absorb. And we'll be back again tomorrow with some more stories. So that being said, thanks again. You take care, be blessed. And until next time, bye.